my oldest brother mainly. He's like, Sissy, what this class teaching you? I said, well, at first, Jane Larry, I really didn't want to get involved in it. I said, but when they start talking about diabetes, I said, y'all take medicine. I've never had to take medicine. He said, and why is that? I said, because I stopped eating what I wasn't supposed to be eating.
Not having access to vegetables on a daily basis, or even restaurants that cook vegetables. Most of the restaurants around here cooking fried chicken, hamburgers, and it makes it so convenient for us to say, okay, I'd rather go over to a convenience store than to actually cook squash and cabbages and collard greens. So I think it's the setup, believe it or not.
I've seen so far how diabetes is affecting the African American community. It's causing a lot of health problems for African American people. Amputations of limbs, them not knowing the education that they need to know to take care of themselves. I'm seeing early death in lots of family members, my own including my parents. Were diabetics and they lost their lives. They lost their journey with diabetes and complications early. So I see a lot of this going on in the African American community.
My sister especially, she stands 5'5" and weighs about 200 and some pounds. Yeah, and she's diabetic. She takes 5 different kinds of insulins, and I've never thought it was that much insulin, but she has to take it. She's a type 1. It's a needed, it's a must. She has to have it. She can't do without it.
With the educational piece that this class offered, and then afterwards be able to be, a lot better and live longer, that you can't put no price tag on that. You really can't. So I really do appreciate this class a lot.
It was the proportion part of her class that taught us about not eating so much, eating a proportion of, instead of a full, like 5-piece chicken dinner like I usually would fix. Instead of eating 5, just eat 1 or 2 pieces. But anyway, the class was a journey. It was a big journey for me, and I enjoyed it.
I was very upset, very angry. Like I stated before, my mother had diabetes, and so that was a question when I went to any doctor visit. I would ask them, can you check to see if I have diabetes, as well as my mom. She was very concerned about me having diabetes. And I remember this one particular time I went in and my mom asked the doctor, can you check her for diabetes? And he's like, oh, she doesn't have it. And she told him, well, how do you know? You haven't checked her. I was hungry all the time, thirsty. And I remember at that visit, I was just complaining about just being so thirsty. And they told me I didn't have diabetes. And so I was really upset once I came to the realization that I had diabetes. And it wasn't my primary care physician that found out, it was my OBGYN. Going in for a woman's annual exam is how I found out that I had diabetes. So I was very upset with my PCP, with the healthcare system. That I had asked countless amounts of times if I had diabetes. They didn't do the proper testing. It was almost like they didn't believe that my body or that I was experiencing the things that I was experiencing.
All my uncles passed early. They passed at 49, 50 years old because they didn't want to go to the doctor. And doctors, every time they went to the doctor, they felt like a lot of them didn't come back from the hospitals. So I just want to encourage Black males to take more ownership of your life and go to the doctor more and have regular checkups. And that way you'll know what you got to fight against.
It's very valuable to have this kind of class, this type of source in the community. It gives you education. For me, it gave education that I had no idea about. As I stated before, I'm from a small town and we love to eat and we just eat, you know. But going in this class, it taught me how to portion my food, what foods not to eat, what foods to eat, and actually how to eat. So having this class offered in this community, it was really valuable because a lot of places, they charge you to have these kind of classes. With the economy being how it is, a lot of people can't afford a lot of healthy foods. They can't afford to even take a class like this. So them allowing this to be in the clinic, not costing anything, it's really valuable. It's a great source of education if you're vulnerable and if you're willing.